On Sunday, this video of LeBron expressing emotions upon arriving back to LA surfaced Sunday night. Yesterday, LeBron posted a tribute to Kobe on Instagram. He wrote, "I'm not ready, but here I go. Man, I'm sitting here trying to write something for this post, but every time I try, I begin crying again. Just thinking about you, niece Gigi, and the friendship bond and brotherhood we had. I literally just heard your voice Sunday morning before I left Philly to head back to LA. Didn't think for one bit in a million years that would be the last conversation we'd have. I'm heartbroken and devastated, my brother. Man, I love you, big bro. My heart goes out to Vanessa and the kids. I promise you I'll continue your legacy. You mean so much to us all here, especially Laker Nation, and it's my responsibility to put this on my back and keep it going. Please give me the strength from the heavens above and watch over me. I got us here. There's so much more I want to say, but I just can't right now, because I can't get through it. Until we meet again, my brother, hashtag Mamba for life, hashtag Gigi for life." Very emotional, raw, honest post from LeBron James. Nick, what was your reaction to this?
Well, first of all, I can't imagine the pain for the people who actually had real relationships with Kobe. Like, I mean, Doug knew Kobe and was friendly with Kobe, and there's like, when this happened, I talked about it yesterday, this was the first celebrity death that I've ever experienced that I actually understood how people grieve celebrity deaths. And I had no relationship with Kobe. And then there's like the next level, our statistician Dusty, who we reference on the show quite a bit. He was the first person I reached out to because he is such a lifelong Kobe Bryant fan. I felt like the pain is a level deeper. And then there's people who actually know him or, you know, close to family, if not family, like LeBron is. And so I can't imagine what the last 48 hours have been like. But I did wonder when this news came down how it would land on LeBron specifically in this regard, which was, and I talked about it yesterday, when the news came down for me, I honestly, at least temporarily, thought about, man, should I just quit my job? Just, you know what I mean? I've got some money in the bank, like just spend time with my kids while they're little and figure it out from there. Like, are we all spending our time doing the wrong things? And I did wonder if it would land with LeBron. Like, he wants to play basketball. You know, 5 days ago, he would have told you for the next 5 years. Spend, you know, all this time away from your family, all this time traveling. He obviously has money for 11 lifetimes, all the accomplishment. Would he go the route of, you know what, let me take a step back? Instead, it would appear with the quote, "I promise you I'll continue your legacy." And then later when he says, "I got us here," not meaning I brought us here, but moving forward, I got us, that he's going to go the other way with it, which is try to further the Laker legacy and the Laker brand, which, Doug, you and I were talking off the air. It does put an immeasurable amount of pressure. They already had so much pressure this year. They got Anthony Davis. He has all these things. And now there is an unspeakable level of pressure on the Lakers and LeBron specifically to somehow win the title this year right now.
Well, let me give you a little bit more perspective, okay, on how much this affects the Lakers. Kristen Pelinka, Dr. Kristen Pelinka, is the wife of Rob Pelinka. Okay? She is a really, really well-regarded pediatrician in Newport Beach. The three girls, all teammates who passed away, I don't know this for a fact. I'm pretty sure she's their doctor, right? Kobe Bryant was the best friend of Rob Pelinka. That's why Rob Pelinka got this job. He wasn't necessarily qualified for the job as an agent. So in addition to the pressure on LeBron, now there's an exceptional amount of pressure on Rob Pelinka, who's hurting as a man, but has to do his job. And look, this is not a finished product with the Lakers. Like, they're going to have to add a couple of pieces, and having to deal that while grieving at the same time is very difficult, which brings me back to LeBron, which is, like, he's always had the pressure of being the chosen one. Some of that he has put on himself by being called the king, being called the chosen one, right? But some of that is because we want him to be the next Jordan or even better, which probably isn't something he'll ever be able to accomplish. And to now have to carry the Lakers in this year to a title when, dude, the Clippers are as good or better. And he's never going to be LA's guy. He's just not. He can embrace the city. He can do all the right things. He's just not going to be Kobe Bean Bryant. He's just not. I actually feel a lot of sympathy for LeBron because he has handled this entire transition to being the guy with the Lakers perfectly this year. Like, just the night before, He handled it perfectly.
Yep.
He passed Kobe Bryant on the all-time scoring mark in Kobe Bryant's hometown of Philadelphia, and could not be more effuse in his praise of Kobe Bryant, which hasn't always been the case with LeBron, right? He's posted things about himself, and there's been a lot of self-aggrandizing, but in that moment, he was perfect. I mean, perfect. Now he's got to be perfect the rest of the year. That's a lot of pressure for any human being, even one who's absorbed as much as LeBron James.
When you hear news like this, it generally will do one of two things from you. It'll paralyze you, or it'll motivate you to create and work and exist beyond what your capabilities are sometimes. And we've seen it with athletes who have lost. Brett Favre, I think when he lost his father, went out and had that incredible game. But knowing what we know about LeBron James, it appears that this is something that could help motivate him, but at the same time motivate the Lakers as well?
Yeah, I feel like the Favre thing, I think sometimes you can channel it for a moment, for a game. We're now talking about months, and we're talking about grieving. And listen, I don't mind saying this. I've been talking to Maverick, LeBron's very close friend and business partner, who's also very close with Kobe. And I don't think Mav would mind me saying this. I was talking to him yesterday, and he said, I still can't believe it. And I don't think he meant that figuratively. I think literally he still cannot believe it. I think a lot of us still, we're talking about it, but it seems surreal.
Yeah.
I feel like LeBron, and I don't know this, put this post up because everyone had, he couldn't not say anything, right? I don't know that he was ready to say this. He said, I'm not ready. Those are the first 3 words. So I do wonder, has this actually sunk in? This is a guy, he told the story. He's 15 years old. He and Maverick go to Philly to see Kobe play. Kobe gives him his shoes. He then does, they grew up. I think one of the reasons this affected me so much, Doug, I'm 35 years old. So Kobe was 41. I was a kid when Kobe was a kid. And I experienced his whole career. As he grew, I grew. Same with LeBron, as someone he looked up to. And I don't think you can deal with that loss when it's this type of sudden loss. Not he had been sick, something that you never saw coming. You had just had a conversation with him 8 hours, 12 hours before he passed. So I don't know when this will actually hit LeBron. I don't know when this will hit all of us, particularly people such as Doug, who had a real relationship with him.
Well, I also think there's a part. Look, I grew up, I'm a little bit older than Kobe. I remember being told he was the next one. I didn't love him as a player, and there were parts of his personality which I didn't love back when he was a player. And he kind of made a turn over the last 5 or 6 years, and so kind of did we, right? This, it's crazy how beloved he was, because he was as polarizing a figure in sports as we maybe have ever had, right? I mean, from his dad not attending his wedding, right, to
it's a long list of
there's
things.
just a long list of things, and to these guys who we never got the dream matchup of them matching up in the finals, right? They were planes passing in the night, and now LeBron plays for Kobe, but the city doesn't. And suddenly they had formed a legit bond. Like last year it was still weird. And now Kobe's courtside. Now Kobe's dapping him up. Now there appeared to be I wanted to see that version of Kobe. I wanted to see that version of the Lakers and that version of LeBron James. And I think, collectively feel a little bit robbed by it. But look, I think they should have played tonight. I think it's a mistake by the NBA. Would the numbers have been massive? Yes. I know that there's more important things than the numbers, but considering how the NBA has suffered some in ratings, but also I think there's a certain cathartic element to playing basketball. That's the whole idea of sport, is to take us away from the reality of death and destruction and all the negatives of life. And I can only draw on what happened in Oklahoma State. Last night was the 19-year anniversary of the plane crash at my alma mater. And I remember I was in Russia at the time, and they somehow went out and played Missouri in their next game. And the emotion in that arena was intense. And Oklahoma State won, and it helped people heal. And I felt like, look, the Clippers' next game is against the Kings. The Lakers play this weekend. And I understand it gives you a chance to heal. But for the city, Kobe Bryant is the guy in the city. Okay, that's it. Nobody else. No one else comes even close. Magic Johnson was a better Laker. Kobe's still the guy. LeBron James had a better career. Kobe's still the guy. It's not changing. And to not have that matchup, Lakers-Clippers, which just so happened to fall on the calendar 2 nights after this tragic accident, I think is a mistake in that we're We're so hard to protect ourselves. And, of course, you're never going to be ready to go out and play basketball in a Lakers uniform. You're not. Go and play this game and let everybody just emotionally get everything all out. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure on LeBron heading forward.
And I think from this statement, you could hear he's still in the process of putting this all together and figuring out what it means
death of a friend
to him.
is incredibly hard.
We're going